Hey, what's going on, guys? It's GCB here playing some Black Ops 4, and one of the things that I've had to realize really quick when playing this game is that it takes a little bit of a learning curve. Definitely takes some time to be able to figure out how to best play this game, what strategies work in certain maps and situations. And I've tried out for the very first time the SMG, the MX9 to be specific, and put on a suppressor. The suppressor is a game changer, let me tell you guys, because being silent and deadly like a ninja, being off of the map, the radar, is one of the most, I would say, key factors you need in order to survive for very long and go on these long streaks, because you don't want people discovering you. You don't want people to realize where you are. And that's one of the things that I struggled with early on with this game, is trying to get away from people, trying to not be discovered by other people. Because when I was using assault rifles, I was getting discovered a lot, especially when I took out people. People automatically knew where I was because you appear as a red dot, right? So one of the things that I wanted right away was a suppressor attachment. And another thing that I discovered, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but for some reason they took out the suppressor attachment from Black Ops 4 for assault rifles, which I don't know why they did that, but they did. And that kind of was disappointing, because almost on all of my classes, whenever I play any COD games, I promise you, I almost always have a suppressor attachment for all of my classes. It's just automatic, because I want to be kept off of the radar, right? I don't want to be discovered. That's how I go on these long streaks. So when I discovered that there was no suppressor attachment for the assault rifles, or at least for the assault rifles that I saw, because the way that it works in this game is you got to level up your weapon to be able to unlock specific attachments for that weapon, which is, I don't know, it's just different. I'm not used to it. So then when I, again, didn't see a suppressor attachment for some of the assault rifles, I was like, what? That's kind of different. So it's just something that I had to get used to a little bit, which is kind of okay. Because if you're fighting from a distance, from long range, mid range, kind of, you got to be more, a little more passive with assault rifles. Now, going to the SMGs, one of the things that you have to do with an SMG in order to be effective is obviously close the gap. You want to be in close quarters combat. That's what SMGs were made for. And when trying to shoot an SMG from a long distance, you're not going to do very well, especially in this game. In previous games, you might do well with an SMG from long range, such as the MP7, even the Scorpion. Even though the Scorpion is a super close range weapon, I was still getting long range kills with it. But in this game, it seems like SMGs are true to their nature. So having a it's got eliminated right there. Having that suppressor attachment is so key, because it allows you to close in that gap and allows you to stay off the radar at the same time, so that we're able to take out multiple enemies very quickly. So that's something that I learned with the SMGs. And honestly, to me, because the SMGs are close range and they're meant to have a fire rate that is a lot quicker, it allows you to input damage or output damage on your enemies a lot quicker. And the suppressor doesn't seem, to me anyways, drop off that damage as much, because you have such a high fire rate. And I'm not even using an attachment that allows me to have a quicker fire rate. So that's one of the things that has kind of changed the game, is the suppressor attachment and using the SMGs. Because before, when I used the SMGs, I was like, what's wrong with this weapon, man? Especially when I was shooting them from a far distance, it just wasn't outputting the damage. And not only that, but the accuracy obviously drops off quickly because of the rate of fire. And when you're shooting at somebody from long range, and especially in this game, in order to drop somebody really quick, you want to be able to give that person headshots. You want to shoot them above the chest, because that's how they drop a lot quicker. One of the things, again, in this game that's different from some of the others is the increased health. And when you want to put somebody down quickly and effectively, you gotta aim for their head, or at least try to go above the chest. So that's one of the things that will give you a unique advantage when playing Black Ops 4. And I know for some people that this game has been frustrating. In fact, one of my subscribers was telling me that I don't understand how everybody is liking this game, because I absolutely hate it. I'm not having fun in it, and he's trying really hard to do so. But one of the things that we have to adapt to in this game, and by the way, this is something that I had to make an adjustment to, is again, trying to get the headshots as much as possible if you can, because you're gonna drop people a lot quicker than they will drop you if they get body shots. So that's one of the things, number one tip I can give you. Another thing is, if you must be passive even though you're a rusher like myself, just do it, man. You just have to adapt to that. And assault rifles are good if you want to, especially play on a map that is long range and you don't have very many, instances where you can close the gap. So Summit is a perfect map to have an SMG on. So if you're playing on close range maps like Summit, definitely go with an SMG. I think it will benefit you a lot greater than an assault rifle will, especially because of the close-knit nature, and because it allows you to stay off the radar with SMGs, allowing you to have that suppressor attachment. If you haven't tried out the SMGs with the suppressor attachment, I highly recommend you guys do. And again, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And let me know how you guys feel about Black Ops 4. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay here. And again, let me know any thoughts that you guys have with Black Ops 4. What are you liking about it? What are you disliking about it? Let me know all of that down below. And again, I'll see you guys on the next one. This is GCP, and I am signing off.